All right, guys, Sean Ray here for digitalmuscle.com. We're about to do a feature on where are they now with Dennis, the big bad wolf, by way of Germany, now residing here in Las Vegas. And due to the COVID restrictions, we're going to make this a one-on-one exclusive close-up shot on Dennis only. So I won't be in the shot, but you'll hear the questions and you'll hear my voice. And what we're looking for are the answers from the big bad wolf who's been missing from the landscape of the Olympia stage and any bodybuilding stage for a number of years now. And he's about to bring us up close and personal with what he's been doing the past few years.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Welcome to Where Are They Now? You are the latest. We are coming on the backside of COVID 2020 because we're now in mid-October headed towards the Mr. Olympia. And it's been a while since you were on the Mr. Olympia stage. Let's start and work our way back. Your last Olympia, when was that? What year?
2015.
So it's been about 5 years since you competed in the Olympia. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was an injury what took you away from the stage?
Yeah, that's correct. So I was injured late 2015, beginning of 2016. I started feeling it. Before that, I had no problems with anything, but in the beginning of 2016, it started. So and then
now
it went off.
My memory serves me correct. It was a neck injury. Was it a neck?
Yes, yeah, it was cervical spine injury, from C3 to C7. So I was fused. C4 and 5 is fused, so and the rest is just, holding up a little bit. So
when that happened, was your dashes of being a bodybuilder over, or did you think, okay, now let me recover from the surgery and let me get back at it? How did it go?
Well, in the beginning it was hard, mental-wise. I knew an injury can be the end of the career, and usually you think of injuries like tearing something, muscle injuries, but not injuries like this type of bone injury and all this stuff. It's very, very hard to deal with, because I understand that it could be the end, and also I need to work it out for myself. What I have to do. First thing was to do the surgery, and then we'll see what's going after that.
How did the injury happen? What happened?
Actually, none of the doctors could tell me what was the reason for that, but I guess I had already some smaller injury in my neck area, but because of my mass that was holding up everything and holding together with the pressure and everything. But then I think after many years of hard training, and excessive workouts, I start feeling it. So
let's slow down. What were you feeling? Was this like a pinched nerve or down to the legs? What were you feeling when you felt you injured?
First thing what I felt was when I went to Europe for my appearances, Sean, it's like always crazy time in the beginning of the year and end of the year, all the 2 seasons. And I was in the plane, and I was kind of sitting and everything was good, but then I started leaning my head back and felt like enormous pain. So, and then I understand, okay, something is wrong. Maybe it is like, some smaller things, like you always have something. If you work out and you train, you need some massages and all this stuff, and I was doing that, but still I kind of felt something is not that normal as I usually feel, like some pinches or whatever. You feel like, okay, you got to do this or that, maybe some stretching, maybe some visit a chiropractor, and then I went to a doctor and all the experts, and they started to work my shoulder,
So you thought it was in your shoulder,
yes,
but you felt it in your neck?
No, I felt the pain in the shoulder, but not in my neck. So that's why they focused on the shoulder, and then after a while they start, okay, we can find anything regarding the pain, maybe it's coming from the neck. And after MRI, I was sitting there and I was waiting for my report, and the report was not full. So, and the last.
What was the report full of? A lot of injuries, or?
Yes, the report was saying, like the last sentence was, please, like what is it?
Stop
Please-
training?
No. We suggest fast consultation with an expert.
For surgery?
Yes.
Wow.
So it was already on a report. So I was kind of already afraid
Yeah.
that might, be something
Career-
major and career threatening, of
Yeah.
course.
And no one ever prepares for trying to reassess their career. Did your whole career flash in front of you like, this is it, it's over?
Well, you listen to the doctors, and they say, "Oh yeah, I got like Les Klein was a SWAT member, and he's doing hard job, and he's tackling, kicking off the doors and all this stuff." And he said, "Oh, he's doing well. He's back to the job," and that gave me some motivation. So I said to me, "I might be great afterwards. Or might be not the same as I used to be, but I probably can still work out." But
Did they give you?
the
Did they
thing.
give you someone else that was compared, like someone else that had this similar injury, or is this a unique injury for you?
No, he showed me this guy who was a SWAT member. He was a similar injury,
Okay.
but less injuries in the neck. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you've been living here in Las Vegas for a while. We got the tour helicopters flying around. We're here at the Four Seasons. You got injured, you disappeared from the landscape. You moved back home for Germany for a while, but you realized that you're a Las Vegan. Like, you prefer Vegas over hometown in Germany, or?
Look, if you spend such a long time in the United States, especially in Las Vegas, you kind of get used to it, and that's a completely different way of life. American way of life, it's anyways completely different story. But living in America, and especially in Vegas, it's a completely different story compared to Europe or Germany.
Yeah.
I still love Germany, but as I spend my time in Germany, this 7 months, it was nice in the beginning, but then you felt like, it's
Something's missing.
It's not the same, it's not the same what you do here every day. So I, just to compare what I do here, when I wake up in the morning, it's sunny, it's a great weather, I'm motivated to do something, I just motivated to do something with my day.
Germany's cold a little
Germany's
bit.
cold, and I spent the most, worst time of the year in Germany. So I came there in September, so that's when still a great weather, but it starts getting cool and wet and rainy and all this stuff. So I spent like the fall, the winter, and the beginning of the year, so the
Yeah.
worst weather. So that's why it was a little bit uncomfortable.
Depressing?
Feeling
Like the weather
depressing,
depressing you?
Yes, a lot. And the sun comes up really late, goes early. It's you have less sunny hours or sun hours during the day. So that's why you're kind of in this state of mind. Always depressed a little bit. Because it's all like dark, gray. All
But
the
now
time.
you're back here. It's hot. It's sunny the majority of the time. You feel more energetic.
I feel great here in Vegas. But the thing is, right now, like September, October, November, mostly October is the best weather here in Las Vegas. So I'm enjoying it.
It's usually the time that you're competing in the Olympia, which is coming now. They moved it to December, moved it back on the Strip at Planet Hollywood. What do you miss most about the Olympia? I mean, it's been 5 years. You've had time to digest it. What do you miss the most about that weekend?
Oh man, I would say I miss the prep. The last couple of days. But I miss this whole thing, like seeing so many fans, because Vegas is the place to be for sports and all these events. This is just unbelievable. And you see, like when we start with athlete meeting, you see already a lot of fans waiting in front of the doors to take a picture with you. Then a day later, at the athletes. No, what is it? Not the athletes meeting.
The press conference.
After the press conference.
Meet the Olympians.
Meet the Olympians.
Yeah.
That was the
Showtime.
most unbelievable time in the year, because you got all the fans around the world there. They are there for you, or for the bodybuilders who are gonna compete a day later, and most of the time you start like at 7 o'clock in the night, and you end up leaving the place maybe at midnight. So that happened to me the last 4 or 5 years. I was almost always the last who left the building. So, and this is just amazing. The felt always that, you know, you have so many fans that they support you. And,
you feel the love.
Yes, you feel the love. And I tried to stay as long as possible, as long as I had people in front of my table, you know, who wanted to take a picture or, you know, have a sign an autograph. I, you know, tried to stay there because I knew, you know, they're there for you.
Yeah, that's a feeling I think only a former Olympian can share. But what about the feeling of walking around over 300 pounds, man? I mean, you're clearly not 300 pounds. How much are you weighing these days?
I'm around 210.
Are you comfortable?
Very
I mean,
much.
you're what, 6 feet tall?
Yeah, I'm almost 6'1", but 6 foot is correct. Yeah.
And are you doing other things? Are you mountain climbing? Are you hiking? Are you riding bikes?
Man, I started this year with a lot of hiking. I did with my friend Jan. I don't know, you remember him? He trained with me all the time, all preps, for the Olympia and stuff. And we did like hikes, crazy hikes.
Yeah.
20-mile hikes, things like this. Mountain, Charles Mountain Peak. That's just unbelievable. You know.
Why are you hiking?
It took us 11 hours because it's another extreme. I love to do something extreme. It's like bodybuilding. I did it because I was how you call it, competitive, and I knew I can improve myself and push myself, and I always had a goal. So it was always extreme. So you're dieting. This is like it's crazy.
Dennis, you want to do something extreme? Go try climbing that Mount Everest. What about that? Is that on your bucket list?
No. This is insane. This is kind of, you know, if you're up there, your body's gonna start dying. You know, you kind of try to survive. But I try to do extreme stuff, but still enjoy it. You know.
What about the injury? Does it come into play anymore, or is it neutralized?
No. I feel it. I can train as I used to train, you know, heavy as I want to.
Do you train 5 days a week, or how?
I train 3, 4, 5 maybe. It depends on my my field. My condition. Because like as an example, if I do jet skis, I need to recover for like 2-3 days.
Wait a minute. You said jet skis.
Jet skis, yeah.
You told me a story once. You were in Dubai and you almost drowned on a jet ski.
In Kuwait, yeah. In
Kuwait.
Yes,
Tell me, take us back.
Yeah.
All right. We're in Kuwait on a jet ski.
We're in Kuwait. I think it was 2007. Myself, Dennis James. I think Melvin Anthony. Yeah, Melvin Anthony. I don't remember who else. I think Kai Green, but he didn't ride with us. So I was a big jet ski fan, and you know, I'm always crazy. And we forgot to put the life vest on.
Okay, so you're just riding with no life vests.
Yeah, so insane. You think you can swim, nothing gonna happen. But then we went out, and yeah, I was like accelerating as fast as I can go, and then it was hot. So so you can understand, it's like
it's Kuwait. It's hot.
130 degrees outside, something like this, and water is like really hot and salty. So I got the water in my eyes, and I stopped it just to clear my eyes, and the jet ski flipped over.
Holy crap.
So, and yeah, I mean, no life vest and all this stuff, and I was around 286 pounds, something.
And no
like
land.
this.
You're way out there, huh?
Yeah, I was far away, and so I started getting nervous. I went to a shock, and already was kind of
hyperventilating.
You know, not drowning, but sort of, you know, close to it.
You're panicking.
Yeah, I was panicking. I was in shock, and then Melvin Anthony came by and started talking to me, and like, oh yeah, try to, you know, flip the jet ski back. It's like, and then I'm in my stupid panic situation. I tried it, and that makes the situation worse. I lost more energy. So, and then I was like getting water in my mouth. I was like,
were you sinking?
Throwing upward. Yes, I was holding myself like with my one arm, and then Dennis James came, and he started talking to me and calming me down.
Ah.
So and that helped me. I grabbed his leg and stayed on his side, and he taught me calm. He taught me calm.
Dennis was one of your mentors. He actually saved your life.
He is.
He saved you.
He really did. After that moment, they saw from the beach that we having a problem, and they sent a guy over on the jet ski, and man, I was climbing that jet ski up. I was like shaking. I was still afraid. I was in shock.
Well, that was a near-death experience.
Yeah, I can imagine the guy. He was like, I don't know, maybe 100 pounds, weighing 100 pounds on a jet ski. And as soon as I was on the jet ski, I grabbed him from behind, and squeezed him. So I felt safe. And all this way, like maybe 3 minutes to the beach, I probably squeezed the last air out of it.
What happened to your jet ski? Did it sink?
No, it was like half in the water, so just the nose was looking up. And then I had to go back to the water. It was deep like that.
Yeah.
So at that moment gave me another shock attack. So I jumped in the water and then like,
freaked you out.
Man, this is crazy. This is crazy.
But you love jet skiing because you're still doing it.
I love it. Yeah. And that day, my wife didn't understand what happened, and I tried to explain, and then like lying on the beach, like catching breath. I felt like I was born again. The next day, and then the following day, I was still thinking about what happened.
You could have drowned.
Yeah. And after that, for at least 2-3 years, I couldn't take a shower without being afraid.
About it. Wow.
Yeah, without having panic. But I bought the jet skis because I love that. I love that.
And being a lot lighter now, it's easier to manage.
Yes, but I'm still afraid of water.
Yeah.
So every time when I do something crazy on it and lose control and fell into the water, it gives the
takes you back to
memories come back right away.
Speaking of memories, you've been out of the game for 5 years. Did you? Because I saw you in Florida. You're training a couple people. Did you go to every Mr. Olympia that you weren't in, or did you stay away?
No. I went in, but every time.
I'm talking about your last Olympia till now. You haven't missed one?
No.
You've been to every one?
Yes, yeah.
And so
the first one I watched right after was 2016. It was painful.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Because your best finish, you were third, weren't you, in the Olympia?
Yeah.
And you won the Arnold Classic over in Ohio. Did you win the Arnold Classic in Europe too?
Yes, same year.
Yeah. So that was, what year was that year that happened?
14. So 13 was third in Olympia. 14 I won the 2 Arnold Classics.
Yeah, so you were just hitting your freaking stride.
Yes, yeah.
Phil Heath was still winning the Olympia.
Right.
And now he's coming out of a 2-year layoff to try to tie the record of number 8.
Right.
And you moved on. You're 100% retired.
Yes, because even if I fix everything, if I can start lifting heavy again, I'm not the same anymore. I'm not competitive anymore. I don't look the same anymore. I have some smaller injuries which I got over the years, which you see now, and this is what I don't like. And then if you understand the mentality, how the bodybuilder works, and competitive professional athlete thinks, this is impossible. If you think just to show up on stage, this is not the way I think and the way I live. Just to show or just to make some noise and then look like shit, not competitive, look injured, look not beautiful, because I think still the muscles needs to have this beautiful look. Not like destroy it and old crazy look.
Well, you're one of the last 6-foot bodybuilders that was close to getting a sniff before you got injured. Now we have, since Phil Heath got beat in the Mr. Olympia by Sean Roden, and then Sean Roden has been out of the Olympia the last 2 years battling some legal issues. Brandon Curry is now the reigning Mr. Olympia. When you see that lineup, and I know you're older now, I don't know what what's inside you in terms of what it makes you feel like. But are you able to appreciate what you're watching on stage, or do you think, gosh, I could be Mr. Olympia and beat these guys if I was only healthy?
No, Sean, I don't think like that, because if you always think, oh, I could be if it won't happen or that won't happen or that, then you're like
stuck in the past.
Yes, you're stuck in the past, and you're not happy about your life, and you're not enjoying your life. I'm seeing that as as a retired bodybuilder, and I appreciate that. You know? And I appreciate that to be able to,
watch a good
to
contest.
watch the Olympia. And of course, many people talk about, oh, this Olympia was not as good as the last like 5 years or whatever. No, I think every Olympia is different. It depends on the athletes, depends on the condition of the athletes, of course, and of course depends who is competing. Like right now, I mean, it's good for Olympia because many things are happening. Phil is coming back. And of course, if he has done a great job on his middle section, he worked on it, learned to how to control it.
He can make
He'll
history.
be I mean, we know Phil. He's always dangerous. He's always dangerous. So and then we have Brandon Curry. Brandon Curry improves every time he steps on stage. So I mean, the criticism after Olympia, I mean, that's gonna be always the way. I mean, people will always criticize you if you're the best, and if you're the best, you kind of have to be in all areas the best, in all aspects the best. So that's why I sometimes unhappy if our Mr. Olympia is not the best poser. I'm kind of having problems with that, because if you're the best in the world, you gotta show it. Like
everything.
Destroy everyone in every aspect. And
so these guys got to they've got to bring their A game, from posing to color, everything.
Of course. Then we have Flex Lewis going to the open class. I mean, if he can bring like 15 pounds more on stage, can you imagine this look? I mean, I can wait to see that. Then we have Hadi Choopan. I mean, most impressive guy last year.
He got the fan favorite award.
Yes, and I saw him competing in Vancouver a couple of weeks before. Man, this guy is really, really impressive. And if he can make it to the Olympia, that would be, man, great show.
Amazing. He made it last year.
And it's just a couple names to name. There are many more.
William Bonac.
William Bonac, of course, my boy. He's always in the top. Look, I mean, he's a top 2 guy. It's like, why is Mr. Olympia? I mean, this is no question. He's gonna be in the mix. He brings always the best package. He's always in shape, sometimes fuller, sometimes flatter, but he's always delivering. He's always delivering. So that's what I like about that.
This Olympia is going to be interesting. So what's a day in the life for you 5 years removed from professional bodybuilding, which is a thing of the past? You train people. I see you at shows. Tell us what you're doing.
Right, I have a lot of athletes. That's a lot of work and requires a lot of work. Like right now they have I think right now the weigh-ins in Spain, so I gotta be on the phone in a couple of minutes.
You have some clients there,
Yes, I got 2 guys, Steve Bentin, who was at the Olympia last year, Kirill Hudayev, who was at the Olympia last year and won 2 shows last year as a classic physique athlete. I'm following.
How do you like supporting the athletes coming up? Is this your way of staying close to the action and kind of living through them a little bit? And
Right.
Sharing?
If I see an athlete is fully involved in doing all he can, and you see the picture later on. I mean, this is the best thing can happen to me as a coach. If everything works out, and I kind of try to bring my experience to that, and work with that. So people can have can collect own experience, over the years. Then they learn a lot. But I think if you have someone who can help you, who can guide you, that just saves you a couple of years, maybe. So
it's always good to work with someone that's been there and done that. So you also have a contest, don't you? Have the Dennis Wolf Classic?
That's correct, Sean. Dennis Wolf Classic. The first one was in last year. In October. That was fantastic. I had a fantastic team.
What city was it in?
It was in Dattel, my home city.
In Germany?
Yes, yeah, where I met my wife and where I still have my house.
How do you say the city's name?
Dattel. Dattel is like a date palm.
Yeah.
But Dattel is like more dates.
What major city is it near?
Dortmund.
No, okay, I know Dortmund. I've been there.
That? You've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've been in Dattel.
Okay. It's a little small city.
I think there's a small gym. They changed the owner many times, but I remember many people were talking to me and they are telling me that you were a guest.
Okay, yeah, I've been all over Germany.
Yes.
But you're actually German and Russian, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Did you spend any time in Russia?
Look, I probably spent like once, like every year. Man.
Once a year?
Once a year for the past 6-7 years in Russia. So I have a great fan base over there. I respect everything what they're doing over there, and I just having a great time when they invite me. I just enjoy it because it's like the feeling. I'm back home because I was born there. I wasn't born in Russia directly. It was Kyrgyzstan, but at that time it was a Soviet Union, so
yes.
everything was the same. So that's the feeling I get. It's like the memories from my childhood. But I grew up in Germany since I was 12.
Yep.
I grew up in Germany, so finished my school. Met my wife, like everything.
But how did you get involved with bodybuilding then? Was like Arnold one of the guys you looked up to, or?
Yes. I was a little kid, 7-8 years old, and I was already a big fan of bodybuilding. Not Arnold in particular, but I saw many pictures in the normal newspapers.
Yeah.
I think they just printed something from the Olympia. I think it was 82, 87, something like that. And I was like, man, the guys are skinless. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
So and that got my attention.
Interest, yeah.
So and then like a year later, I went to the movies. So you guys understand, we had in Russia or Kyrgyzstan, Soviet Union, not movies, theaters, but some venues, small venues, like a room with 20 seats, chairs.
Like a hotel room.
Yeah, they put the VHS recorder in it.
And that was your theater.
TV, and they charged like, I don't know, 5 ruble or whatever for that. So and that's where we started watching the movies, and I saw the first movie with Arnold. It was The Running Man.
The Running Man.
And I was like, wow, I was impressed,
Yeah.
So and then, since then, I was always in the sports. I was involved in the sports, but at the age of 19, I went to the gym with a friend of mine. So and then I was.
So did you know coming up? I mean, there's a lot of guys. Did you know like Marcus Rule, and did you hear of Anya Langer and Roland Kickinger? Did you know all those guys? And
actually, I met them all. Anya, I met at the guest appearance at the German Championships.
Yeah.
Very nice lady. Roland Kickinger, I met when I was out with Ed Connors in LA.
Yeah.
I think 2004.
Roland's from Austria. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We had a nice chat.
What about Heiko Kallenbach? Is that how you say
Heiko Kallenbach, yes,
Heiko.
yes, he's in the same team here, Genetic Nutrition.
Okay.
I'm sponsored from this company, so I have a.
What about Roland Sherlock? Is he?
Roland Sherlock, yes, a great guy. Is also coaching a lot of athletes in Germany.
You impressed with all these Europeans? I know.
Look, hey, Roland Sherlock was one of the most impressive guys.
He got shredded, yeah.
Man, he turned pro when he won world championships.
Right.
90 kilos.
Yeah.
A year later, he was like 10 kilos. Like it's 20 pounds heavier on stage.
I think he was in the '94
shredded.
Olympia with us. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That was your time when he was competing.
He was a very good bodybuilder.
He was crazy, shredded, always in shape.
Andreas Munster's another German. Oh, he's Austrian.
Austrian, yes.
But he was another European that was a great bodybuilder out of there. So you had the benefit of being here in America, kicking ass, going to Germany. Your fan base over there had to be just as strong, if not stronger. I mean, did they look at you like they did Arnold over back in Germany by comparison to America? Which was the better place for you to be recognize. I know the FIBO, you probably could hardly walk because all the Germans there. So did you get more love over there from those guys because you're one of their own, or?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, in fact, that younger people right now don't know what I did, you know, because you know, at the time I was competing, it's just even 5 or 10 years
Magazines,
ago, they were like very, very young. So, and sometimes I get like questions, oh, what are you doing, you know, and you know, why you're not competing, things like this. But yeah, I get the recognition at the expo like FIBO in Germany a lot. I mean, this is just crazy. And look, I mean, it's hard to tell where are the biggest fans, you know, my biggest fans, but around the world I'm kind of really well respected.
Yeah, you've been all over the place.
I appreciate it, and I'm really thankful
what was
all
your
the love.
What was the best memory for you? Because again, top 3 in the Olympia, a couple Arnold Classics. Which one was the sweetest?
One of the top and the best moments in my life as a professional bodybuilder was the Olympia in 2007. I remember you came backstage. I was up, you know, behind the
podium,
the huge stage. Yeah. And you said, "Hey, Dennis, good luck." I never talked to you before, I guess. You know, so and I was like, "Oh, cool." I mean, Sean Ray is a legend, you know, and if you get recognition from a legend, you know, this is already
power,
man. Yeah. And then 10,000 people in the audience.
Yeah.
Were like shouting my name. Like, man, that was like, I still get the goosebumps.
You hear the
look, man, this is. And then before that, actually, Albert Buzek, you know him, he was like long time
sport review
president of the federation.
Right.
He told me, "You're gonna make noise tonight," and I was like, "Really? You think so?" He goes, "Yeah." You know, and I had no idea any plans, any goals, because you know it was for me just a goal to make top 10, because the year before I was out of top 16. Of course, first time at Olympia in 2006, but 2007, that was the year. And then after I came down from the stage, after this like crazy experience with the fans, you know, you know who came up to me?
Who's that?
Triple H.
Triple H?
Yes, and I was like, "Hey, Triple H, nice to meet you." He's like,
UFC superstar.
"Fuck no, it's nice to meet you."
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, man."
He's a big bodybuilding fan.
Yes, yeah, he is, and since that, I was kind of, man, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep,
Arnold Schwarzenegger gave him the Lifetime Achievement Award.
I remember that, yeah.
This past March. And it's pretty incredible what he did. I mean, coming from wrestling to actually running the whole WWE.
He's doing a lot for
now.
the kids. He's doing a lot, like things like that. So, really good guy. And,
so when you watch bodybuilding now, what is it missing? Is there something that it needs, or are you comfortable with where we're at?
I would say there's always something missing, you know. Like if you compare the 90s, you always gonna feel like there's something missing, because at the 90s there were this quality, you know, the quality of an athlete. You know, they were like, if you put the top 10 together, man.
Yeah, and depth. Like you said, there's depth. There's a lot of
yes, exactly. So I think what I miss is that the athletes tear their butts off to get in shape. You know, that's what I miss. I mean, if you're not striated, I had it sometimes too in my career, yes, but I understand of a couple of years of competing that you have to go to the limit to reach that condition, you know, to get this. And my opinion, but it's, you know, it's just my opinion, most of the guys who are not in shape are not going to the until the limit and staying low carb as long as it needs to get in shape. So that's the only thing, because how the guys in the 80s, 90s get in shape? I mean, you know, diet.
Did you spend much time at Gold's Gym in Venice like a lot of other foreigners that come to America? Did you go there and stay there or no?
Honestly, no. I spent a lot of time in Fullerton in 2007.
Powerhouse Gym with Milos Sarcev. That was my home gym.
Yes. That was like I remember the videos. You posing over there. And, that's great.
Milos, shout out to Milos, the mind.
Yes.
You did train a lot there. You worked with Milos too?
Yes, I worked with Milos in 2007.
And Hidetada, I think, was training with Milos.
Hidetada, Silver Samuel, Luke Wood, but Luke Wood
from Australia.
I met Luke only in Australia,
Yeah.
like 2008,
Yeah.
shortly before you.
Yeah, Milos worked with a lot of guys. Mohammed Mustafa from Europe.
Yes, yeah. But in Venice, I've been only for photo shoots and video types.
Okay.
You know,
How did you like Las Vegas? Because
training.
you were training at the Golds in Summerlin mostly.
I started training in at the Gold's
Flamingo.
Sand Hill and Flamingo. Yes,
Yeah, that's the best. That was the best one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many great gyms
Yeah.
in Las Vegas, but when I came to Vegas, that was the first thing because I had a lot of photo shoots
Yeah,
in
yeah.
2006.
The photo shoots are what kind of exposed you to Las Vegas, right?
Hey man, I mean in that gym especially, there were like after Olympia maybe 10 photographers working at the same time.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of space. That was
Yeah, it's
working
like
out
being
good.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So Jay Cutler was out here during that time, and Craig Titus was out here.
I never met Craig Titus. I only saw him because I was sitting behind him at the New York Pro.
All right.
Honestly, never liked his appearance, so I never knew
Stayed
this
away.
guy. Yeah.
How about Frank? I think Frank was before you. Frank Hildebrand.
I
German
met him.
bodybuilder.
Yes, he was here. He was a personal trainer.
Very good
at the
trainer.
Golds.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I
and,
competed with him in '90 Olympia. He passed away, but he was one of the first European guys to move here to Vegas.
He placed 7th at the
Yeah.
Olympia, as you saw.
Yeah, he was very good. Big
Yes.
legs.
Big
So
legs, yes.
You were known for your X frame. Like you had those big sweeping thighs. You had those big broad shoulders. The knock on you were your calves and your lower back. What did you see as your weakness?
Well, definitely calves.
Yeah,
yes.
because you're standing up there with Phil Heath and those guys. I mean,
Okay, I mean we all have different
weaknesses.
structures.
Mhm.
So that's why it's hard to compare. Okay, he looks better or he looks better because like Phil is like complete back, like everything is developed.
Three-dimensional.
Yes, yeah. On my back, the lats start higher a little bit, so the lower back looks tinier, and they're just two muscles which you can
Only
show,
do so much with, right?
Yeah. So and that these two muscles are thick, and the rest goes like.
But when you
wide,
hear that
so-
criticism, did you go to the gym and was that the areas that you were trying to bomb? I mean, you had to be training it.
Look, I mean, every time I went to the gym, I killed my workout. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was a weak point or strong point.
Were you strong? Did you train heavy?
At the beginning, yes, but as
Time went
sooner or as longer I was professional, I kind of accepted or adopted training what I like. Not to go too heavy.
Yeah.
But doing heavy working sets.
Mm-hmm.
That was the goal. So like doing squats, I could do probably 6 plates on each side, but I did always I had the perfect results with 4 plates. So like bringing the pump and working the muscles like from all the sides, but not killing yourself.
Right.
So that was my working out plan.
What about the food? I mean, 6 foot, almost 300 pounds. Like, what were you eating? Like small kids? I mean, you had to be eating a lot of food.
Well, I started my diet with 6 meals, and then
6 meals, okay.
yeah, increasing it until 8 or 9. 9 was just maybe a couple of weeks because I would, down with the carbs, added some protein, so my meals went
Just
up to
for
9.
the record, for these guys, what were your food choices? What was the protein choice?
Protein choices as usual. I'm not an egg eater. I don't like eggs, so
Nice.
eggs were just in the morning, just to start my day.
Dennis, typically people eat eggs in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
I mean, I
So-
eat eggs every morning.
Yeah, but I hate it.
Yeah,
I hated
okay.
it. So I couldn't eat meat or chicken in the morning. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. But I wasn't great eater in the morning. So my breakfast was always small, but the rest of the meals were big. So
Did you drink the protein shakes at all? Were you into that?
yes, I when I couldn't eat in the morning, I switched to the protein shake. So
Okay.
I, the reason I did it is because I need the supplements or all the calories
Yeah.
and nutritions. So that was the thing in the morning. So that was not really good.
So you didn't wake up. You didn't wake up hungry and excited. You was like, oh shit, I gotta eat breakfast.
But then after I had something in my something in my stomach,
Yeah.
it went well. So then I started my
your
metabolism
way.
started working. So yeah, my choices were chicken, fish, and steak, of course.
Okay.
That's the basic.
Did you eat a lot of vegetables or salads or?
I tried it, but if I had carbs in my meals, no veggies.
No
But
veggies.
if I had no carbs, then veggies, because
Okay.
I tried to save some space.
What about fruit? Were you big on fruit?
Fruits? No.
Not so much.
No.
What was your favorite cheat food though? Like what'd you crave?
I think burgers. Yeah, burgers. Especially when I, moved to United States, then that's the only thing. Or some sushi, some special sushi, not just dry stuff,
Yeah.
fish and rice.
So
That's,
you're pretty-
that's not a
you're-
cheat
you're-
meal for me.
Yeah, so your food's pretty normal. So then who are you working with now? Are you working with any companies or are you just got a personal training?
Yes, Genetic Nutrition is my sponsor. It's a German supplement company, gigasnutrition.com. Guys, if you want to order something and save some money, do it and use my code
How do they reach?
Wolf 10. So
What, say it again?
Wolf 10.
Wolf 10.
Wolf 10.
If someone wants to train with you or get posing instruction with you, how do they find you?
That's pretty simple. Hit me up on Instagram or over the email, teamdenniswolf@aol.com.
All right.
I would love to hear something from you guys.
So
All
these
right.
guys can come here to Vegas and they can come and train with you?
Yes, yeah. I actually working on something on a project. My backyard. I have a huge backyard, and I want to put some equipment in it, and do our Big Wheel Wolf camp. So it's like, I have a lot of athletes coming to me before they compete at Olympia or other shows like Kirill Dive. So I want to give them an opportunity to train, to train outside, jump in the pool, and relax. After
Give them
that.
the
So
Dennis
things
Wolf
like this.
experience. Love
Yes,
it.
so that's the project I'm working on right now, and hopefully next year in summer we can invite
Rock
all
and
the
roll.
guys.
All right, man. We'll check back in with you, Big Bad Wolf. We'll see you in Las Vegas on December the 17th to the 20th at Planet Hollywood for the Mr. Olympia Championships.
Can't wait for that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Big D. For Where Are They Now? I'm Sean Ray.